ever wondered what they'd look like in real life? Dipper Pines is just as adorable, so make sure you watch the video until the end to see him.
Hey guys, check out our new member of the family, Toy Hub. Toy Hub is the ultimate place for kids to get their daily dose of crunchy slime, squishy slime, sticky slime, Play-Doh, color learning, and so much more. We have lots of fun with the most awesome toys and amazing stories for kids. Make sure to show it to all the kids in your family, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button at Toy Hub. It's playtime!
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you're a Gravity Falls fan. Today we're checking out 10 Gravity Falls characters in real life. Wendy Corduroy. You can't deny it, Wendy is one of the coolest characters on the show. She's so laid back and down to earth that her attitude makes her instantly lovable and relatable to all teenagers who are holding on to a job that they are not enjoying. As a 15-year-old, Wendy is quite tall for her age. We absolutely adore her long red hair. She usually wears lumberjack clothing, mainly because her father is, well, a lumberjack. She's best friends with Dipper, who's also insanely in love with her. Why wouldn't he be? Wendy is totally gorgeous. We found a very talented cosplayer who decided to dress up as Wendy. Check her out. Her name is Christina Horner, and she's totally rocking this Wendy outfit. Complete with her long red hair, she was really meant to be a real-life version of Wendy. And we love her cartoon look. Of course, no Gravity Falls cosplay is complete without all characters. Christina gathered her friends and they all totally nailed the Gravity Falls characters. Can you name them all? Don't worry, we'll spend some time talking about every single character in this video. In real life, Wendy is voiced by Linda Cardellini. If her voice sounds familiar to you before, here's why. Linda also voices Velma in Scooby-Doo and Megan Sparkles in Sanjay and Craig. She really gives Wendy a unique personality and makes her stand out from the rest. Gideon Gleeful. Gideon is one of those characters you can't help but love. From his iconic Little Ol' Me song to all of his creepy letters, Gideon really adds a certain spice to the show and makes it slightly awkward as well as fabulously entertaining. Gideon is not very popular with the Pines family due to his antics. As a child psychic, he's constantly trying to manipulate other people to get what he wants and eventually rule the town. He often uses his cute looks to trick people into giving him what he wants. But more than often, it doesn't work. Gravity Falls fans usually cannot stand his cunning and sneaky personality, but you have to admit the show wouldn't be the same without him. Well, he still appears to be popular with the cosplaying crowd because we just found a bunch of real-life Gideons and they all look fabulous. Check these out. Gideon's voice belongs to the legendary Thurip Van Orman, who's a writer and producer for several iconic shows like the Powerpuff Girls and Adventure Time. He's also a storyboard artist for Sanjay and Craig, and has been praised for giving originality to his stories as well as the characters. And although Thurip doesn't look anything like Gideon in real life, there are tons of cosplayers out there who can recreate the character's look down to a T. Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher is a character not even Gideon can handle, and we totally understand why. If you saw him for the first time, you'd have no idea what just happened. You see, Bill is a floating yellow triangle with arms and legs, and a somewhat sadistic sense of humor. He can also easily teleport from one place to another. Bill doesn't care about any rules like any true antagonist, but he believes that he's right about everything. There are a lot of mysteries revolving around Bill. What we do know is that he turns red when he's angry, but his actual size is still unclear. Sometimes he's seen as ridiculously small, while other times he's pretty big. You'd think he'd be an impossible character to cosplay, but you're wrong. Check out these amazing cosplayers totally nailing the real-life Bill Cipher look. First is a DeviantArt user called DK Nightmare, who looks like a perfect human version of the character. Vampire498 also did an amazing job at showing off his cosplay skills. Bill Cipher's voice belongs to Alex Hirsch, who's also a writer for the show. A few years ago, a real-life Bill Cipher appeared on the Gravity Falls subreddit and decided to do an absolutely hilarious IMA that showed off his odd sense of humor and sarcasm. To give you an idea, he claimed that his favorite song is the 10 Hours of Rising Shepherd Tone YouTube video. It's no wonder he's the creator's favorite character. Shonda Jimenez. Chandra Jimenez is Gravity Falls news reporter. Her job is totally hilarious considering the events of the town. She only has several cameos throughout the series, but she's best known for being Toby's crush. Toby works as a sportscaster, and his obsession sometimes goes as far as making out with Chandra's cardboard cutout. Check out the two characters in their real-life version. The free pizza refers to an episode where Stan Pines promises people pizza if they come to his wax figure unveiling. Don't these two look super cute? These Comic-Con cosplayers really took it to the next level with their unique looks, as even the biggest Gravity Falls fans tend to forget about Chandra and Toby. We love the real-life Toby's mustache. Chandra's voice belongs to Carrie Walgreen, who also voices Chloe Carmichael in The Fairly Odd Parents and Tigress in Kung Fu Panda: Legends of Awesomeness. Toby, on the other hand, is voiced by Greg Turkington, a well-known stand-up comedian. These two characters are such an amazing pair, and we totally ship them. What would their ship name be? Would it be Shobi or Thandra? Whatever it is, we're totally here for it because they are really cute together. Robbie Valentino. Let's move on to Robbie Valentino. Sarcasm reaches new heights in Gravity Falls, and most of it is thanks to this gloomy character. He's self-centered and totally careless, and he's on a mission to win Wendy's love. He's known to be the emo of Gravity Falls, sporting long black hair brushed to one side. He has pale skin, several piercings, and a slouched posture. As an antagonist of the show, Robbie is the rival of most main characters, including Dipper Pines, who is also trying to win Wendy's love. The two always go head-to-head, and it never ends well. Nevertheless, Gravity Falls wouldn't be the same without Robbie Valentino. He's a pretty accurate real-life version of Robbie Valentino, done by Naruto from DeviantArt. Check him out. He even has the same red nose. And of course, he'd be singing with Wendy, his ultimate love. Robbie is originally voiced by TJ Miller, who also voiced Truffnut in How to Train Your Dragon, and Fred in Big Hero 6. TJ Miller might as well be a complete opposite of Robbie Valentino. Look at how cheerful he looks. A Wattpad user had an interesting theory on Robbie, saying he might actually be a zombie. In one of the zombie scenes from the show, you can see a character with a hoodie similar to Robbie. Robbie's parents even live in a funeral home. Is this just a coincidence, or is there a connection between Robbie and zombies? Sheriff Blubs. We've shown you some of the main characters, some of the antagonists, and side characters whose personalities make Gravity Falls even more amazing. Sheriff Blubs is also one of the characters. Blubs is the head of the town's police department. He normally works with his partner, and the two prefer skipping their investigations and going to lunch. Blubs is sarcastic, lazy, but his friendship with his partner is what makes him an unstoppable police duo. Even though the two aren't exactly the best police you can ask for, their dynamic is without a doubt one of our favorite parts of the show. But let's take a moment to talk about Sheriff Blubs. Blubs is an older, overweight man with gray hair and a gray mustache. He's not very fond of his job and would much rather do completely pointless activities instead. Here's a real-life version of Blubs, and of course his partner Durland is also present. The two are inseparable. Their strong friendship actually raised a lot of eyebrows in Gravity Falls, and many fans suspect they are one of the few LGBT characters in the cartoon world. This theory was finally confirmed in the very last episode of Gravity Falls. Sheriff Blubs is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who also voices Lester Crinklesack in The Cleveland Show. Giffany. Let's talk about a certain side character that's always making us laugh every time she comes on screen. Giffany is a character inside the computer. She is obsessed with being the center of attention and will do anything to make sure the players are focused on her for longer periods of time. Like any life gamer, Giffany tends to go into rage fairly quickly when things don't go her way, and has no issues with bad-mouthing others. Her personality might be surprising considering she's a pale-skinned girl with long pink hair and a sailor outfit. One of her main powers includes being able to transfer herself from one electronic device to the other and work her way to charm anyone near. Her outfit is definitely a popular one to cosplay, as proven by this DeviantArt user called Luluco. Giffany is originally voiced by Jessica DeSico, who you might also recognize as the voice of Lynn Loud in The Loud House. While Jessica herself doesn't have pink hair or wear a sailor's outfit, we bet you can even find more cosplayers who manage to nail Giffany's look. Stan Pines. Gravity Falls is full of unique side characters that add a perfect touch to this extraordinary show. But the show also centers around the Pines family, one of the most talked about families of Gravity Falls. Let's start with Stan, Dipper, and Mabel's great uncle. Stan is known as the cunning and greedy con artist, but he has a fantastic sense of humor and is very loyal to his family. As a good salesman, he's never up to any good, but he makes up for it in the family values. Appearance-wise, Stan's a funny-looking man with big rectangle glasses, a gray beard, and gray eyebrows. He usually wears a dark suit and a maroon fez, which covers most of his head. Check out this real-life version of Stan and Dipper. But what's even more amazing is this real-life Stan Pines. He even has the same red nose we've seen on Robbie Valentino. Did you know that Stan's voice belongs to the creator himself? Alex Hirsch also voices Seuss as well as Bill Cipher. Did you know that Stan's character was actually based on Alex's real grandpa named Stan, and his voice is based on his grandpa, Bill? Alex's grandpas must have a really good sense of sarcasm. Mabel Pines. Mabel Pines is Dipper's twin sister, who was born just a couple of minutes before her brother. By now, we know that the Gravity Falls characters aren't exactly regular people, and Mabel is no exception to that rule. She loves art, and according to her, her first word ever was unicorn. Just like her brother, Mabel is 13 years old, but according to her, she's exactly 1 millimeter taller than her brother. She has long blonde hair, braces, and she's constantly changing her outfit, unlike characters on the show. She's also optimistic and fun to be around. Sounds like an ideal twin sister, right? Unlike most cartoon twins, these two actually have an amazing relationship, but we'll get more into that later. Let's check out what a real-life Mabel looks like. Our first cosplayer is rocking the Mabel look right down to her purple sweater. This cosplayer is totally nailing her look. To dress like Mabel, you'll need to find a long brown wig, a pink headband, and a purple sweater with a rainbow and a few stars. Sounds pretty simple, right? Did you know that the real Mabel was actually modeled by the creator's twin sister? Mabel has a pig named Waddle because his sister always wanted a pet pig and had an actual shrine in her room. Dipper Pines. Let's talk about Gravity Falls' main character, Dipper Pines. He's Mabel's twin sister. He's smart, curious, and always up for an adventure, which sometimes also gets him in trouble. Like any younger brother, Dipper wants to be taken seriously and doesn't really enjoy being a child. He also can be seen as pretentious in the eyes of many Gravity Falls residents. But he does, in fact, look like a typical 13-year-old boy. His hair is messy and is usually covered with a blue and white snapback. Dipper and Mabel have a surprisingly wonderful relationship, and they rarely fight. They are protective of each other and have risked their lives to help each other on more than one occasion. We absolutely adore this unstoppable twin duo, but we do have to admit that we love Dipper. Just look at his cute face. Well, this real-life version might just be cuter. This cosplay belongs to Lauren Hibbs, who did an amazing job at recreating a live version of Dipper. Dipper is actually inspired by Alex Hirsch, the creator of the show. His adventures are a checklist of everything Alex wished he could have achieved as a child. We have to say we're incredibly thankful for Alex's wild imagination. If you love cartoons, make sure to check out our video on 10 Loud House characters all grown up.